Ever drop your hard-earned cash on a new game, only to realize a few hours in that it's about as exciting as watching paint dry? Yeah, we've all been there. That's why I put together a list of 10 absolute gems that are worth every single penny. Preparing for the inevitable zombie apocalypse? Well, my friend, Days Gone is your ticket to a zombie-infested vacation you won't be forgetting anytime soon. Mostly because of the trauma, but hey, who needs therapy when you have a crossbow? You play as Deacon St. John, a biker with a permanent case of the grumps and a talent for attracting trouble. He's lost everything, including his sense of humor, but deep down he's a decent guy. You'll spend most of your time cruising through the gorgeous Pacific Northwest on your motorcycle. Sounds idyllic, right? Except for the hordes of freakers, basically zombies with a serious case of the munchies that can pop out from behind a scenic waterfall at any moment. Days Gone really captures that always-on-edge feeling. You're scrounging for supplies, patching up your trusty motorcycle, and generally trying not to become zombie chow. The combat is brutal. Think shotguns, Molotovs, and the occasional well-placed boot to the head. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There's a surprisingly touching story in there about love, loss, and the importance of a good beard trimmer in a post-apocalyptic world. You'll meet some interesting characters, make some questionable allies, and probably question your own sanity a few times. This game is a wild ride through a world gone to hell, with a surprisingly human story at its core. So grab your crossbow, hop on your bike, and get ready to show those freakers who's boss. Hint, it's probably not you. But hey, fake it till you make it. Ever thought of becoming a badass monster hunter with an appetite for morally gray decisions? Well, The Witcher 3 might just be what you're looking for. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a gruff but lovable witcher. Think mutant magic man meets medieval detective, with a knack for slaying grotesque beasts and getting tangled up in political intrigue. Oh, and did I mention the romance options? Let's just say Geralt gets around. The world of The Witcher 3 just draws you in. You're riding through a forest, and it actually feels real. The sunlight through the trees, the sounds of the wind. Then you stumble upon a hidden village with some crazy curse, or an ancient ruin with a dark history. The combat is intense and visceral. One minute you're dodging a griffin's claws, the next you're arguing with a troll about the proper way to pay a toll. It's a weird and wonderful experience of swordplay and magic. It's not just about the story itself, it's about how that story comes alive through the characters and how you interact with them. You're not a passive observer here. You're shaping relationships, making decisions that have a real impact on the world around you, and dealing with the consequences, good and bad. It's like you're living and breathing this epic tale. If you haven't already picked this one up, all I can say is, The Witcher 3 offers an experience that easily justifies its price tag. I don't think you'll regret this one. Have you ever played a game that felt like it truly changed you? Red Dead Redemption 2 is that kind of experience. This game is a masterpiece set in 1899, as the Wild West is fading into history, where you'll live and breathe as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw wrestling with his own morality in a world that's swiftly leaving him behind. You see, Arthur isn't just some lone wolf gunslinger. He's part of a tightly knit gang of outlaws, each with their own personalities, hopes, and dreams. You'll ride with them, fight alongside them, and share their struggles as they try to outrun the law and carve out a place for themselves in a rapidly changing world. The gameplay itself is a unique blend of action, exploration, and role-playing. You'll engage in thrilling gunfights using a realistic and visceral combat system that puts you right in the middle of the action. But there's also a strong emphasis on survival and living off the land. You'll hunt, fish, cook, craft, and maintain your weapons and equipment. While the deliberate pace may not be for everyone, those who embrace it will be rewarded with a legendary and unforgettable experience. If you're looking for a game that becomes a journey that leaves a lasting impression, Red Dead Redemption 2 is worth every single penny. freshly awakened from a centuries-long nap to a world that's a little more different than you might remember. V Rising is a gothic open-world game where you hunt, build, and conquer your way to the top of the food chain. This game is like a vampire survival simulator, with a dash of Diablo thrown in for good measure. But be warned, sunlight is your worst enemy. One step into the daylight, and you'll be crispier than a French fry. Sure, the early game can feel a bit like Vampire Boot Camp, but trust me, it's worth it. Soon, you'll be ruling your own gothic kingdom, complete with workshops, servants, and a throne room that would make Dracula jealous. The power trip is real, and it's glorious. If you're a fan of gothic horror survival games or just want to unleash your inner vampire lord, then V Rising is the game for you. If you're not, I still highly recommend it. Elden Ring is a masterpiece of action RPGs that will test your skills, your patience, and your ability to dodge gigantic glowing swords. You're a Tarnished, an exile who's been summoned back to a kingdom that's gone to hell in a handbasket. Your mission is to find all the pieces of the Elden Ring, become the Elden Lord, and restore order to this messed up world. Sounds simple, right? Yeah, not so much. Elden Ring is basically Dark Souls on horseback, with a dash of open-world exploration and a sprinkle of, what the heck was that thing? You'll explore a vast and stunning world, all while battling creatures that look like they crawled out of your nightmares. The combat is brutal, but incredibly satisfying. You'll need to master dodging, blocking, and timing your attacks if you want to survive. And don't even get me started on the bosses. These guys are massive, they hit like a truck, and they have more health bars than a hospital. But hey, the feeling of finally taking one down is pure euphoria. If you love a good challenge, enjoy exploring epic worlds, and don't mind dying a few hundred times, then this game is for you. Just be prepared to scream at your screen, throw your controller, and then come crawling back for more, because that's the Elden Ring way. Your mission: find a missing billionaire on a remote island after a helicopter crash. Sounds like a cushy gig, right? Think again. Sons of the Forest throws you headfirst into a survival horror nightmare where cannibalistic mutants and terrifying creatures lurk around every bend. Forget fancy hotels and room service. You'll be building elaborate bases from sticks and stones, crafting weapons out of whatever you can scavenge, and fighting for your life against grotesque monstrosities. But hey, who needs a vacation when you can have an adrenaline rush every minute of the day? The AI in this game is seriously smart. Enemies react to your every move, making each encounter a tense and unpredictable battle for survival. You'll need to use your wits, your environment, and maybe a few well-placed traps to make it out alive. While the constant threat of being eaten might not be everyone's cup of tea, the thrill of overcoming the odds and uncovering the island's secrets is incredibly rewarding. If you're a fan of survival horror with a dash of dark humor, then Sons of the Forest is an excellent choice. You won't be getting sick of this one anytime soon, especially if you have some friends to play with. Prepare yourself to be deceived in a hauntingly beautiful world where the line between human and puppet blurs. Lies of P is a Souls-like action RPG that reimagines the classic tale of Pinocchio in a grotesque and thrilling way. You take control of Pinocchio, a puppet mechanoid yearning for humanity, and explore a desolate land filled with monstrous clockwork creatures. The gothic atmosphere is thick, and the world is filled with secrets to uncover. The combat system is demanding but fair, with a wide array of weapons and abilities to master. If you love a good challenge and a unique setting, Lies of P will definitely scratch that itch. It's visually stunning, with deep combat and a compelling story. Just be warned, the difficulty can be punishing, so it's not for the faint of heart. If you crave a challenging Souls-like experience with a fresh twist on a classic tale, Lies of P is a must-play. In GTA 5, you don't just play one character, you juggle three. There's Michael, the retired bank robber trying to live the quiet life. Franklin, the ambitious street hustler looking for his big score, and Trevor, the unhinged psychopath who, well, let's just say he keeps things interesting. Los Santos is more than just a map, it's a character in itself. This city has a pulse. You can practically feel the energy. And the gameplay? It's classic GTA action, refined and amped up to 11. Car chases, gunfights, heists, and a whole lot of mayhem. GTA 5 delivers it all with a healthy dose of dark humor and social commentary. You'll find yourself laughing one minute and cringing the next as you dive deeper into the lives of these morally questionable characters. GTA 5 is a hilarious and brutal satire of modern America. The game skewers everything from reality TV to social media. It's a wild ride through the underbelly of the American dream. Imagine a top-down shooter roguelike, with dark humor, addictive gameplay, and a talking skull as your companion. That's no rest for the wicked, and it's as wild as it sounds. You play as a Reaper on a mission to escape the underworld. To escape this grim fate and return to the land of the living, you must battle your way through hordes of enemies and overcome challenging obstacles. Because No Rest for the Wicked is a roguelike, it embraces the thrill of permadeath. Yep, you die, you start over. But the constant challenge and the rush of overcoming the challenges are what makes this game so addictive. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's an absolute blast to play. If you're a fan of roguelikes, top-down shooters, or just want to kill a whole lot of time, No Rest for the Wicked is a great choice. Baldur's Gate 3 is a deep dive into the world of Dungeons & Dragons, and it's the kind of RPG that'll steal your soul and your free time. You wake up on a flying ship, infected with a mind-controlling parasite that's slowly turning you into a mind flayer. Oh, and the ship crashes. Welcome to Baldur's Gate 3. You and your band of misfits must find a cure before you become a tentacle-faced monster, which, let's be honest, would put a damper on any social gathering. This game is like D&D come to life. Remember those nights spent huddled around a table, rolling dice and arguing about rules? Baldur's Gate 3 captures that magic. You create a character, explore a vast world, and make choices that shape your destiny. It's got all the classic D&D races, classes, and spells, but with the added bonus of stunning graphics and a captivating story. The world is rich with lore, the characters are complex and memorable, and the story is filled with twists and turns that'll keep you guessing until the very end. Plus, the dialogue options are hilarious, allowing you to roleplay as a noble hero, a sarcastic jerk, or anything in between. If you're a D&D veteran, you'll feel right at home. If you're new to the world of tabletop RPGs, this is the perfect entry point. And if you just love deep, engaging RPGs with amazing stories and unforgettable characters, then look no further. Baldur's Gate 3 is calling your name. What was your favorite from our list? And if we missed your top pick, what would you have added? Share your thoughts in the comments below.